Welcome back to Bless Your Heart, I'm Talking, the podcast. This is Zeta, your host, and I'm back to talk again. It's what I do, and my topic today is near and dear to my heart, and we've touched on it many times, but we're going to go a whole episode on it, and that is getting older, because unfortunately, that is where I am. You can't really get younger, and so I'm smack dab in the middle of it. And I feel like I'm pretty laid back about shit. Like, I think a lot of women are taught from a young age to care a lot about, the shape they're in and having the current hairstyle and makeup just right and all that stuff. And my mom was really into all that stuff as well. But somehow that gene somewhat missed me. And I like to look nice, but I like it in kind of a natural, I don't have to try hard way. And so I'm only going to look so nice is what I'm saying, because I'm not going to spend 3 hours doing it. And I just don't necessarily live the lifestyle that it's conducive to that. So it's never been me. And I've never really looked in the mirror and been like, oh, wow, I'm getting old. This sucks. I really don't care. I'm pretty cool about it in general until the last 2 years. The last 2 years are crazy. I find things I didn't have before. Like, you look in the mirror and you're just like, what the fuck? Like that, I know my eyes did not look like that. Like, I have hooded eyes. I don't know if you're familiar with hooded eyes, but it's where you have that little extra skin. So basically when you put on your eyeshadow, you can't see anything on your lid. It's above your lid that you're going to see the eyeshadow because you have a hooded eye. You can't really see your lid. And it sucks when you do like to do nice makeup. It is a difficult thing because you want your eyes to pop, right? And when I was younger, my eyes still popped. Even though they were hooded, I was young and my eyes didn't look like squinted or anything like that. And as I've gotten older, my hooded eyes have changed, which apparently is something they do when they become more hooded. And so now I look like I'm squinting all the time when I look at pictures of me, and I'm not squinting. I've just got hooded eyes, and they have a surgery for that. I don't want a surgery just because my eyes are baggy. I don't know they got extra skin. I don't know. That's stupid. They were fine before. Why are they not fine anymore? Okay. And so that was one of the first things that really I started noticing. And I was like, yeah, that's not cool. I kind of care about that. I don't like every picture that I look like I'm squinting. The other thing is my hair texture has changed because I'm getting a little bit of gray hair. I really have been blessed with not a lot of gray hair. I'd like to go like full fucking gray. Like, there's a girl that I grew up with that I was good friends with, and she just, I don't know if she dyed her hair gray, or if she had gone prematurely gray and had been dyeing it all these years to hide the gray, because she just went from kind of, natural color that I thought was a normal color, to fully gray. And it looks fucking amazing. Like, it looks so good on her. And I'm like, well, did she dye it? How'd that happen? I don't know. But she looks really good in it, with the gray. I don't have that much gray. Mine is more like, the beginning stages of a witch. Like, I'm still a baby witch, and I haven't gotten like the full on crazy white hairs going everywhere yet, but you're definitely seeing little pieces of them. And when they first started a few years ago, it was more of a silver, so I could pass it off as like a dirty blonde highlight thing, because my hair is kind of a very dirty blonde in the summer. And so people really didn't notice, and I didn't really notice. But now it's like, oh yeah, there's a big ass gray hair there. But none of it's cool. Like, I didn't get a cool stripe or, just a sudden full head. It's just like beginning stage witch. That's really where I am. And going with the beginning stage witch bullshit, I might as well have a broom, because getting older, I'm sure menopause related, but my ability to put up with bullshit is just I'm such a laid back person normally, but as I get older, I understand more and more how people become Karens, or how they become like caught on video being just complete dickheads. Because there are so many times a day I want to be a fucking dickhead. And I think to myself, you don't want to be caught on camera being a dickhead. Or I like check myself and I'm like, how old are you? What is wrong with you? Like, I catch it before I act on it. But it is annoying to be annoyed with people all the time. Like, I'm annoyed with myself for being annoyed with other people for being annoying. What the fuck, y'all? That's just old age. Like, little shit pisses you off. And anxiety kicks up. Like, your anxiety gets stupid. So now you're mad and you're worried all the time. I don't want to be mad or worried. I used to not be either one of them. I am telling you, when I was in my 30s and shit was hitting the fucking fan. I mean, life was throwing some shit at me. And every night I could put my head on the pillow and go right to sleep. No anxiety. I was probably really exhausted, but no anxiety, no mad, even my ex-husband would really piss me off, but like, I didn't take it with me. I just get mad and be done, And now I'm like laying in bed trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done this. I need to do this. I got to call this person. I got to do this. I cannot turn it off. And the other day, someone that's really close to me was having some anxiety about something. And, I caused some of it. I didn't mean to, but I did. And they just were honest and like, oh my God, I think it's menopause giving me anxiety. I'm having crazy anxiety and I'm just like overthinking everything. And, we had to kind of have a little heart to heart. And this person has never had anxiety either. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me that getting older, whether it be because of menopause or just being older, I don't fucking know. I'm sure it's some kind of chemical with your menopause. But now I'm worried all the time and hateful. Like, that's a bad combination. But yet here we are. And the other part of getting older is crazy. Okay. Obviously the weight gain with menopause or the, skin changing. Okay. But now I'm like, what do I not know? I feel like I should know more. I feel like at 50, I should have accomplished more maybe, but I mean, like, I should understand things better in life than I do some things. And I'm not saying I'm stupid. I'm not. I'm a critical thinker. So I always overthink little things. I'll be like, well, why did that do that? How come that did that? Let me read. Did it do that because of this and da-da-da-da? Well, if I can't give it that kind of time, or I'm not interested enough to give it that kind of time, I just kind of act like it doesn't exist and I don't fuck with it. Like, that's just kind of where it is. It's like I got lazy and I stopped giving a fuck. Like, I'm not really interested in learning about that. Am I ever going to have to do anything with that? Then why do I need to learn about that? It's part of the reason I don't know shit about TVs, because I don't care to learn my TV or to learn my box that makes my TV work. I don't even know what it's called, y'all, the box, because I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know how to use it. I don't want to learn more. I got enough bullshit in this brain. I'm reserving any extra space for important things or things that make me feel good. And that's where I am. And I think that is directly related to hormones and old age. And now I'm just, getting a little crazier. And maybe it'll go away. Maybe it won't. I don't. I know I'm not the only fucking one, though. And then things that used to be kind of funny or cute, not so funny, not so cute anymore. No, now it's just fucking annoying. And then I think to myself, you're annoying for being annoyed. See how it works again? Like, I don't want to be that old bitch. So I do keep myself in check, but I don't want to be that way. And I don't want to be the old lady that's always griping about everything. But yet here I am on the podcast griping about myself. The other thing is the weird shit that breaks on you now. So, like, a good example is I will be going up or down my stairs and, I'm going up or down my stairs and my knee will just be like, I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to stay on this step. And then, but they don't send that message to the other knee. And so the other knee is like, we're going for the next step. And then it's bad. And I'll catch it. I will feel my knee as I lift my leg. I will realize this leg's not about to do what I want it to do. Something's going on with this knee suddenly. There's no injury, y'all. I did not injure my knees. Nope. I'm sure because I've gained weight because of menopause that's probably not good for my knees. But no new injuries, no old injuries other than a varicose vein. That's lovely and getting bigger by the day. So I'm just like, well, okay, step carefully so that I don't fall. I have nosedive and face planted so many times in the last 5 years that I never was like that before. Missteps. It's weird. I mean, am I getting a different equilibrium? No one told me that I knew when you get older, things break easier. No one said you just randomly fall for no reason. Like you might just fall. Like your knee might just say no thanks. No reason, And I broke my foot 20 years ago. This was an injury. I did not know I broke my foot. So I was working in the Galleria in Houston, and they opened this brand new wing, and it was the night before the opening, and it was like a grand opening, and like President Bush was there, and like all these important people. And all these important people were going to walk through all the stores and get a first look at them. They couldn't even shop. They just got to walk through all the stores and look at them. So we had to be all perfect. And the stage was like right in front of our store. And I'm in charge of it. So I'm like running around trying to get everything ready. And I'm all dressed up and I have heels on. And I slip on the floor and my foot, I fell and I kind of slid because the floor was slick. And my foot, the top of it hit a wall, like a plexiglass made wall. It was hard as shit. And it apparently broke the top of my foot or, cracked it somehow and fractured it. I don't know. But I just thought I hurt my foot. I did not have time to deal with that. I, just got up, hobbled for the rest of the night or for a while after that and assumed I just really bruised the top of my foot. That made sense to me. And then about 15 years later, I'm at maybe 10 years later, I'm at a job interview and my foot just collapses on me and I can never wear heels again. I can wear wedges, not heels. And I go to the doctor and the doctor's like, oh, you broke your foot. What happened? I did not break my foot. Yes, you did. Look at this x-ray. You definitely broke your foot. It didn't heal very good. I had broken my foot. Anyways, this motherfucker hurts. It didn't hurt for years. I'm talking, I lay in bed and it's hurting. I'm talking the end of the day, I'm walking around and I can feel where I broke the top of my foot 20 years ago. Why didn't it hurt for like 10, 15 years? Why did it just now start being a problem? I mean, yeah, if I wore heels, it'd be a problem before, but that's it. I never felt it. Now I feel it every night. Every night. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I started thinking, have I broken any other shit? And, I'm going to get a pain later. And then there's people like my brother who he's passed, so I guess he doesn't have to deal with it anymore. But he, was a cowboy. He broke about every fucking body part he had. I was with him one time when he broke his collarbone, and he just tried to pop it back into place with his other hand. And we were riding horses, and he just took his hand to it. He thought he just popped out of place and just jammed his collarbone as hard as he could, and it turns out it was broken. You know how bad he'd feel right now if he was still alive? He's broken every damn body. I can't even imagine how people that live through shit like that how they function as 50-year-olds, because this shit fucking sucks, y'all. And the other thing is, I gain all this weight, but I don't eat. I can't eat. So I make this really good meal and I can eat like 3 bites and I'm full, but I'm gaining 5 pounds. It's insane. I'm watching my family just tear some shit up. I'm just like a little bite of this, a little bite of this, and a little bite of this. And that's about all I'm going to be able to do. I mean, if I'm going to be fat, at least let me enjoy getting there. And I have zero desire to drink. I can't really drink anymore, which is not a problem. But I just don't even enjoy it. It just doesn't even taste good anymore. Did my taste buds change? I'll occasionally like a margarita, but anything else, I'm kind of like, man, this is give or take. I just might as well go without, And the margarita better be good if I go for it. I'm like, I don't understand. And hairs. What the fuck with the hairs? I am growing hairs in the weirdest fucking places. And am I supposed to be removing them all? Does it matter? I mean, I'm trying to, but I thought when you get older, shouldn't your hair be falling out? I thought old women like didn't have hair, like arm hair and shit. They must. I might start looking at older women, like much older women in public and staring at their fucking leg and arms and trying to figure out if they're shaving, waxing, or just God said, let me do y'all a favor and just make all that fall out. And could they get it to fall out of our chins? Could they, or that weird fucking one like coming out the side of your neck? Like, and it's got a curl. How long was it there? It's got a curl. And why is it always either black or the blondest blonde? Oh, wait, no. Now we get new gray ones on a rare occasion. But typically, it's going to be the darkest black, or it is going to be blonde, and super duper long. If it's blonde, I guess they make it longer because you don't notice them as quickly. But they'll be super long. I'm like, what the fuck? And now I'm like, man, if I'd been a boy, I would have had a great facial hair. No doubt. Now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize the potential I had. It's not good. Exhaustion. Getting older makes you just exhausted all the time over nothing. So this weekend, last weekend, I had my son's friends I talked about. They all came for like a best friend weekend, and it was Colton's birthday that weekend. And they brought their girlfriends. So I had all these, 25-year-old men, 26-year-old men and their fiancés and girlfriends. And we had a great time. I'm very, very close to these kids. I've known all but two of them since they were little boys. And I mean, by known, I mean, some of them have lived with me, like, as children. Like, one of them's my bonus boy that I talk about all the time. And so these boys, I'm exhausted. I can't stay up. I'm at 8 o'clock. I'm in my room. I fell asleep Saturday night, and I wasn't really doing anything. I didn't even get in the river. I walked back down there to check on what they were doing a few times, but I didn't get in. I didn't spend a ton of time in the sun. I really just cooked and relaxed. And cleaned. That's all I did all weekend long, right? And visit with them. I came back, y'all, feeling like I have been run the fuck over. I feel like I got in that river and I kayaked for 4 miles. It feels like I built the staircase that the boys built. In my 30s, I could have run laps. I wouldn't have felt it. That is not the case anymore. It was, Rick came back, when I got back, Rick was like, you can't be doing this. You come back exhausted. You're going to have to stop going as often. And I'm not going to lie, he's kind of right. Like, I need to start taking the Monday off after because I'm just exhausted. And it just wears me out, and I don't know why. And I guess just older age is all I can think. I don't know. And so I had to like start accepting things. So like I try to like give myself grace, and I hope y'all try to give yourself grace. So like I'll be like, okay, you're bigger than you were. You'll lose it, and you just eat healthy, and I will. And then, make good choices. I'll try, and I'll do what I can do, whatever the case is. But, I just want to feel good. And it's like you finally get the time and the money to do all the things that you've wanted to do and you couldn't do. And now you have it and you don't feel great. Like that's the payoff. It's like when people retire, they just die because they already feel dead by the time they retire. That's how I feel. Because I'm like, by the time I get to retire, I'm going to be able to not walk. And Rick is in such great shape. He's 5 years younger than me, and he's in such great shape, and he's so physical, and he works outside, and he does all this manly stuff and everything. And I'm so grateful he feels good still. But I will say that the last 6 months, there's been 3 or 4 times he's been like, I don't know what's going on with my leg. It's just like stiff or like, just he's noticed little things like I started noticing 5 years ago. I was like, okay, he is human because other than loss of hair, that man has not shown any sign of age. And I honestly don't give a rat's ass about hair. So this has worked out well for him. And I guess me as well. But, I started thinking about like, what could I do to help me with it, accepting myself. So, which I'm pretty good about usually, but, I don't want to be unhappy with myself. I'm not going to get Botox and all that shit. I mean, like I said, you can do it. You can blow little bubbles up your ass, and I do not care. I just don't want to do all that shit myself. It costs money and time and energy and planning, and it's going to change how I feel like. No matter what I do to my face, I'm not going to be happy. I want to look like I looked 10 years ago. Well, that's just, I mean, at 40, not even at 30. I'm happy with how I looked at 40, right? And that's just not going to happen. And no matter what I do to my face. And so I might as well just learn to love what I have and do the best with what I have. So I did finally move away from using only Dial white soap to wash my face to having actual face wash. And I did buy some special creams and shit to put on my face. And I've been consistently actually doing it. I did get some multivitamins, trying to do that. I'm not going to go buy a bunch of shit. And every time we talk about it, everybody's like, try this, try that, try this, try that, try this, try. I don't want to do all that shit. Like, honestly, I don't want to do it. I want to look and feel good without doing a ton of fucking shit. And I sadly, I guess that's too much to ask. So all I can do is try to eat healthier and move more. That's the goal. Eat healthier, move more, put some shit on my face. That's about all I got. Make sure I get my pedicures, but that's just selfish. Maybe go to the doctor. Fuck. I don't know. I mean, I've been going to the doctor about this menopause bullshit, and I just feel like I get mansplained even from women. This doctor is better than others, but it's just never ends having to explain yourself and them blowing everything off. And everything's menopause, but they don't want to do anything to treat your menopause. It's like, just work through it. Well, I'm on year 6. I don't want to work through it anymore. I want to rip out my uterus and I want to strangle you with it. That's where I am. So, so that was what this show's about this week, is just getting older and trying to accept myself and doing the best I can. And, and it's funny because you read, if you read comments on people, you'll see someone on, about any kind of, it can be about anything. And there'll be a woman that's like my age who looks like a normal woman. You know what normal women my age look like. When someone looks exceptional and when someone looks rough and when someone looks like a normal my age woman, right? And that's what these women look, and their comments will be people going, you need to lose weight. You need to get rid of that, extra chin, and you need to cut your hair, and you need to wear makeup or don't wear makeup, or, it's just, are you that skinny because you're on meth? Like, no, these women are just aging. This is what aging looks like when you're allowed to age. And I can only imagine if I didn't have thick skin and I didn't have my type of personality, like what the fuck ever, I'm going to age. But someone that's really sensitive to it, holy fuck, don't look at the comments. Because these fucking dickheads, and they're going to age too. We all fucking age. Unless you look like the cat lady. But even, I'm talking about the ones that do so much surgery and fillers, they start looking like a cat. You know what? But you age too. You just look old with work done. Like, we're all going to age. You just pick your poison, what age you want. You want to look like old and got work done? Do you want to look like real, I didn't give a shit? Or do you want to look like, half tried? It's up to you. You get to pick one of those, but regardless, they're going to know you're older. And that is okay, is what I'm saying. Yes, I want to strangle people with my uterus, but it's okay to age. That's a mixed message, but the fucking facts. So y'all get the idea. You get the idea. That's why anytime I talk about menopause on social media, people got a lot to say about it, because we're all going through this bullshit. I also wanted to just touch a little bit up on my weekend. I said I was going to record with all these boys, and it just didn't happen. Just like I said it wouldn't. It did not happen. We get so busy, and I don't want to stop everybody's good time to record. I want them to have their good time, so I'm not going to ask them unless they ask me, type thing. And they all wanted to. They all talked about it, but they were having a good time. And, you don't, as much fun as it would be to do like this, if they're the least bit tipsy, I don't want them on the podcast, because that's when you say things wrong, and, that's just not a good look. And they're having good times. They were doing a little drinking, so I was not going to do that. but so I didn't do all the interviews, but we did have a great time. I highly suggest that if you have adult children that you can vacation with, that you do it. If you can go spend a weekend with it doesn't have to be with all their friends. But even if just you and your kid, not a whole family vacation, even just like mom and kid or dad and kid, one-on-one. Don't take all the kids, take one. Every time I get a weekend with just one kid, it's just such a good little bonding, and you get little inside jokes, and it's just like I think when they're adults and you're adult, it helps you bond as adults. It's like helping with like the next step, I guess, of life and relationships, and I just think that's really healthy, and I love doing that with my kids, and I know it makes them feel good because I have so many that, it's like you got to stretch out your time and give them all the time each one deserves and one-on-one time. So I really loved this weekend, and it was a different vibe. They're just completely different characters than my friends when I go with my friends or when we go as a family. And basically, I wasn't in charge of anything but food and cleaning and make sure that things were taken care of in the cabin. But as far as planning and, keeping up with people, making sure people are entertained and that they're comfortable, I didn't have to do any of that. And that was great. But they would do it for me because I'm mom, and all those boys and I have a great relationship, and they'd be like, oh, do you want to do this with us? And I was invited to do everything, and I did not because I'm sure they wanted just time together to talk and chill and whatever. But I did get time in and did enjoy it with them, and it was really a great weekend. And they went before the flooding. My steps were a problem at the river, but they went in. The flooding just demolished them. It was like basically a slide. Okay. And so they dug out stairs and made the stairs the best they've ever been. And they got in it. Like they wanted it to be nice. Like they were not playing around. And I am super appreciative. We got like 3 more stairs we got to put slates on, but the river was still too high to find all the slates because we're just pulling them directly out of the river. So that has to be done still. But other than that, they did a great job, and they were super helpful, and they had such a good time. And I hope that everybody can take time like that with their kids as adults. I highly recommend. It was as fun as a girls' weekend, and I mean that says a lot. I really enjoy my girls' weekends. Now it's time for me to read reviews. Unfortunately, reviewer _T has retired apparently because they've not left another one. So I'm going to have to give you some good reviews. And I'm sorry, the excitement is gone. So here we go. We're just going to start with, no, we did read that one. Okay. So we're going to start with this one right here. This is called, this is from June 17th. Love the new show. And this is actually from a few days before the negative review, just FYI. Zeta, I'm not one to leave a review, but wanted to let you know that I've missed hearing your voice. I'm so glad that you're continuing your podcast. I look forward to hearing about your past, present, and future. You go, girl. And that's really sweet. Y'all, the fact that y'all take the time to like stop and do this, I really try hard to give like positive reinforcement. Like if I'm at the store and the ladies help me, she's doing a great job. I try to give positive reviews on, any Yelp, whatever, only because I understand that most people only feel like they need to leave a review and it's negative. So I try to do a little extra. So it feels really good when y'all do that. And that one was unsolicited by me because that was definitely before the negative review. The next one is July 2nd. And that last one was Ange79M. This one is Jules, July 2nd. And this one said, Zeta, you got this. Zeta, I was wondering how you're going to do it, but from the go, you got this. I love how committed to the pod you are. You have stories for days, and I'm here for it. The Minotaur's talk was so informative. Thank you very much, Jules. I appreciate that. And then the next one was July 7th, a must listen for fans by Charm School Dropout. This one's really funny, y'all. And her title is a must listen for fans of tall tales, sandwiches, and women who refuse to shrink themselves. If you've ever thought to yourself, you know what's missing in my life? An overbearing, older sounding woman with dramatic tall tales and a hunger for sandwiches that are after her, then Bless Your Heart is a podcast you didn't know you were craving. If you're into a quiet, agreeable host who asks permission to exist, maybe skip this one, y'all. Zeta, bless her bold, beautifully unfiltered soul, is everything the critics say she is, but make it fabulous. Over the top, obviously. Off-putting, if you're allergic to personality, impressed by women with a story to tell, maybe. Exhausting, only in the way Beyonce must be to her haters. Zeta is slinging stories that are juicy, extra, and unbothered over here. She is an audacious woman who dares to take up space, and I happen to adore her embellished-sounding storytelling style and bold refusal to let anyone finish her sentence. It's iconic behavior. She is one unapologetic Southern woman sharing her life experiences that make some people clutch their pearls and write essays about it, and the rest of us just laugh and wish they lived next door. Thank you. That's so funny. That's, you need to be on the show. Definitely. I've got to have you on the show because that's so funny. The other one, the title is Billboard. I've listened to the review episode twice this week. If I were rich and lived anywhere near Waxahachie, I'd be taking a billboard with Zeta's face, proclaiming her celebrity for the town and declaring her clout. Thank you, Therese _F83. And the last one is by Hate to Lose and July 13th. I love overbearing tall tales. That's the title. I want the merch to say, I tell overbearing tall tales. She is a hero for all women over 50 because she says everything I'm thinking. So funny, refreshing because it's so honest, so authentic, and so Texas. I feel like I'm sitting around chatting with one of my best Texas girlfriends. I dream about having a drink with Zeta and laughing for hours in Al's bar or being invited to a girls' weekend at our old family cabin. You go, girl. You just do you and you're with your spurs on. Thank you so much, Hate to Lose. And thank you, everybody else. And there were a bunch of reviews where people didn't leave comments, but they left stars. And I really appreciate that. Like, I think that I got 30-something more reviews this week because, within the last 2 weeks or whatever since the bad review. And I super appreciate it. And honestly, as much as it's funny, the bad reviews, the good ones are the ones that really count because those are people that really do listen. And, it sounds funny to say this, but my friends don't listen, because they know all my stories. So all my best friends that I talk about and that you hear about or that have been on the show at some point or another, none of them listen because they know everything I'm going to say. And so it makes me feel good whenever someone's like referencing the podcast because it's not one of my friends. It's just, it's truly a listener and, which are like friends, I guess, but the difference. And I just really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you. And, that's women supporting women. And that's pretty awesome. I mean, there could be a man in there, but I'm pretty sure that was all women. And I really, really, really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank y'all. And I want to thank y'all for the support and for understanding why I had so much fun with the bad review, because I know this is a normal listener. And I know I'm not for everybody, and I'm 100% okay with it. If I don't have a few haters, then I'm not being true to myself. And I'm just trying to pacify people. And it's really important to me that I'm true to myself and that you get authentic me. And so I hope y'all like authentic me. But if you don't, I don't really care. Because I'm not for everybody. I'm for the people that enjoy me. If you don't, I understand. I probably wouldn't like you either. I don't like everybody either. So that's how that works. Anyways, thank y'all for joining me again. Please continue with the reviews and the likes and the reviews and all that kind of stuff. And I promise I will update them. Maybe not every week, but, from time to time. And if you have any suggestions, you want me to talk about something, or maybe you have a good story to tell. Remember how we talked about having guests on that have a good story to tell? If you got a crazy good story to tell or just something quirky or funny, hit me up. Let me know. You can find me on Facebook at Zeta Owens, Zada Owens, or you can find me on Instagram, and that is is it Z Mamacita? Or you can find me on Printify if you would like to order anything at Zeta_Owens at Printify.com. Or you can find me, Printify.com. Or you can find me on the podcast, which is Bless Your Heart, I'm Talking on Instagram. On Facebook, we're working on it. Y'all have heard. I'm working on it. And if you think I should be on other social media, let me know. I'm on YouTube, but it's just literally the episodes. The video thing, do I understand there'd be more views and that kind of bullshit? Yes. But y'all, I do most of this shit in my house dress with no bra on, no makeup, hair in a bun. Y'all think people would watch that shit? What do you think? What do y'all think? Tell me, I'm not fixing myself up. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not fucking happening, okay? But if you think people would still tune in and not be like this bitch, because let me tell you, it's looking a little rough by this time of day. So y'all let me know what you think and join me again next week. And until then, y'all have an awesome week and go slay some bitches and tell these assholes that don't like you that's okay too, because I don't like your ass. Just kidding. Anyways, y'all have a great week. Bye.